Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space and some popcorn themed cards. Had a lot of requests for projects using the Simon Says Stamp June 2026 card kit. The card kit sold out before it even got here. However, most of the elements are available individually. May still be in stock as of me posting this, but we won't know until everything goes up. But yeah, I used the stamp set and some dies and then the white heat and fluff, I think they're calling it. I'll have everything I used listed and linked in the description box below the video. And my links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I do get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. That's what helps pay the bills, keeps the lights on, enables me to keep bringing out content. And yeah, let's get into making these cards. The first thing I needed to do was make popcorn. This is the 3D box and popcorn wafer die set. So that's gonna be sort of the main thing. Set that aside for a second. I'm starting with a piece of Distress White Heavystock. You want either Heavystock or watercolor paper to do ink smushing. You can try it with heavyweight, just white cardstock. I highly recommend some Heavystock or some watercolor paper, especially if you're interested in ink smushing, stuff like that, because you need something that can handle water. But like I said, it can sort of work on a heavyweight white cardstock to a degree, but it might pill. And I've got the Heavystock, I have a craft mat, and I started with some just scattered straw distress ink, just regular distress ink. This was more just sort of my base. And I smushed the little mini scattered straw ink pad onto the craft sheet, sprayed with water, and then press the cardstock into it. And as Tim Holtz always says, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And I haven't had a chance to watch. Now I'm using Oxide, scattered straw Oxide ink, just to build layers and texture and dimension. I know Tim did a live stream going through the June kit and showing things. It's literally up on my screen to watch. I've caught a bit of it. I caught a bit of when he was doing the popcorn, so I'm loosely following within reason, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and fully enjoy, watching it, because worth it always. So many ideas. But anyway, I'm building my layers. You always want to dry in between, because if you keep everything wet, everything's just going to keep smushing together and you're not going to get all that texture. And that's what I wanted, was that texture. So from that one panel of Heavystock that I smushed the scattered straw distress and distress oxide inks onto, I get a ton of little pieces of popcorn. And for this, using my little sidekick, any a mini die cut machine, worth it. We've talked about this a lot. I used to think these were so ridiculous, many years ago. I was like, why? Why do you need a mini machine when you have a big die cut machine? I use my mini machine and I have multiples because anytime one would come on the market, I'm like, ooh, is this one better? It doesn't matter. You don't need a bunch. Anyway, they are so handy for things like this, or when I am just whatever little die, like a little sentiment die that I need, 15 of, or whatever it is, a million times faster with a little mini machine. I can just sit and zone out and it's just done. So I use my little sidekick and I die cut that entire panel, and I ended up with a literal pile of all these little popcorn die cuts. And I don't know why. It brought me so much joy. It was so cute. And once it was done, all the die cutting, I took the scatter straw oxide as well as mustard seed oxide and just mixed and matched back and forth with just a little blending foam here, and just added a bit of ink to all the popcorn pieces. And those larger pieces will fill the little popcorn bag. We'll get to that later. This again just adds a little extra something. And this is something that I zone right out. Like the die cutting, mindless. Don't have to think. Adding the ink to this, mindless. Don't have to think. I love it. Plus, it's cute. It was so cute. So, worked my way through adding ink to all these little pieces. And then the actual heat and fluff, that was my absolute favorite part. That we do that at the very end, because yeah, once I got started, I was just one thing after another. So there's multiple ways you can do it too, but I did it at the end, and I'll explain when we get there. But added all my little ink and little bits, and finished off all my little, all my little pieces of popcorn. And for the actual like bag, I die cut some seafoam. Was it seafoam or sea glass? I get those two mixed up now. Sea glass. Sea glass cardstock was die cut with the little popcorn bag wafer die, and it also um, like embosses or debosses the like fold lines on it too. And then the stamp set, it was part of the kit. It's available on its own. It's called Having Fun. Has these like stripes that are meant, and it's labeled on the packaging too. It says like they're for the little popcorn box. So I inked those up with candied apple distress oxide ink. Stamp those onto the die cut. Then I'll have my little stripy popcorn box. And the two sides without stamp is irrelevant. You can stamp them if you want, but depending on what you're making. But those two sides are going to get adhered like to the card front. So then to make this, I use just some 1/8 tape. This is the like Simon's Terrific tape. You could use liquid glue too. This is just faster. I am all about convenience, y'all. So just tape on the narrowest little side, and then you tape it together. And then you've got this little dimensional popcorn bag. Super cute. And if you wanted it to stay dimensional and like could flatten on its own, you would only adhere like one of the back sides to your finished project. Again, we'll get to that, but I kind of kept everything simple. And then this large weird piece, glue on each side, pushed in there, and then that's kind of like the background of all the popcorn. So I stuck that in there, and then the little like label I had just die cut from scraps of white cardstock, and I'm going to adhere it to one of the sides of my little popcorn bag. And then like once it's all coming together like this, seriously, I never thought I would have so much fun with little like popcorn die cuts. So got that little piece adhered, and then reverse tweezers for the win, because I just stuck those in there to pinch everything closed, hold the pieces in place, let the glue dry. So after I did that, I set all those and all those individual little popcorn bits, set those aside. My background I want to work on, and that I used some white cardstock that I die cut with the largest of the A2 Postage Rectangles wafer dies. And then I stuck that background to my grip mat. And I'm using, this is an oldie but goodie. This is the Scattered Stars stencil. This came out years ago. It's one of my favorites. I actually bought a second one just because I used to use it so much, and then I forgot about it. So I was flipping through my stencils the other day and came across this one again. And I was like, oh, I like this. So I have the stencil. I'm using some Salvaged Patina Oxide and a blending brush, and just kind of varying my pressure. So some areas will be darker, some will be lighter. It just, builds the design. And then without removing the stencil, I went in with some of the Simon's Gold sparkle paste and just used my little narrow palette knife and just applied it here and there. Not across the whole thing. I just wanted a few little gold stars. So just kind of worked my way around, and this little palette knife was kind of perfect to get into, smaller areas without getting paste absolutely everywhere. Because, yeah, I wanted some of them just with that salvaged patina oxide, and then some will be gold, and this will just kind of build my little background. And then once I was happy with it, I had to clean off my stencil and then do it on a second panel because I've got, paste and oxide ink, all the things. So went through, did what I did, and then did it a second time. And then I put these backgrounds into my splat box because, of course, we're going to add a bit of splatter. I kept the splatter, for me, minimal. Who'd have thunk? I'm just using the black, Positively Perfect black splatter medium. So stir that up really well. Wipe everything off. Be very careful with this stuff. It stains everything in sight. Dip my brush in, and then added some black splatter. And like I said, this for me is minimal. This is minimal splatter. This is like nothing. And I thought about it. Trust me. I was gonna white splatter and gold splatter, and but I was like, no, the black is good because we're gonna have gold glitter cards and the popcorn. The popcorn is the whole theme of this. So I'd set those aside, and then I did some die cutting with the Marquee sign wafer dies, and this border, this like marquee border, I die cut from Schoolhouse red cardstock, and I die cut it twice, and then adhered them together just to give it a little extra dimension. And then the background portion I die cut from Simon's Gold Glitter cardstock. So using good strong liquid glue for this, and then I'll put like blocks on top of it to hold it down, because especially adhering to glitter cardstock, it gets finicky because glitter just like is impervious. It doesn't, I usually like to use things like foam tape and whatnot when adhering to glitter cardstock because it just doesn't want, to do it. But good strong liquid glue, a bit of pressure, let it sit and dry, and then you're good. So I adhere the frames. And then the inner frame I die cut from more of that same sea glass cardstock. If I was to redo this, I would just stamp and heat emboss my sentiment, then die cut it. It's easier than trying to line things up. But I was just kind of all over the place, and I kept getting distracted with the whole popcorn thing. So anyway, I used my anti-static powder tool. The Good Times sentiment is from that Having Fun stamp set. And I stamped that with the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and then coated it with clear embossing powder. It doesn't have to be heat embossed, but I like adding the heat embossing because, one, it just gives it a shiny finish, which just adds to it, but also keeps me from smearing it, because the Nocturne ink does take a little while to dry, and I am really bad about smearing that stuff. So, coated it with a clear embossing powder, melted that with my heat tool, and then while I had my Misty out, I have a couple more panels of white cardstock that I die cut with a slightly smaller postage rectangle die. And I'm going to stamp this little like burst from the Having Fun set. And that I'm going to stamp with the Scattered Straw Oxide ink. So I'm going to stamp that onto both of these panels. And then I'm going to stamp the sentiment with the Nocturne ink. And yeah, I love me a good little punny sentiment. So got those stamped, and then stamped the sentiment like right in the center of this little burst. And this is going to go on the inside of my card because my card bases are going to be black cardstock. So with really dark cards, I either add a panel like this, like die cut, just lighter or white cardstock, or depending on my mood, sometimes I'll leave the inside of the card just that dark cardstock, and then you just have to use like a gel pen, to write something so you can see it. So I'd stamp that. And then I'm going to adhere those to the insides of my cards. And they are top folding A2 black note cards. So 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. So I got the inner panel, and then I adhered the outside panel. And same thing, just stuck my blocks on top of it, holds everything down, and then I can go on to the next one. So gluing everything down, and then I'm going to glue down my big Marquee sign onto the front of these cards. And the sign's going to get glued directly to the card front. And then the sentiment portion of it, I'm going to pop up with some Big Mama foam tape, just to give it that little smidge of dimension. And then, yeah, the popcorn bag. If you only apply adhesive to one side, it will like pop up a little bit more and just create more dimension. It's whatever you want to do. I just put Big Mama foam tape on both sides of the back of them and just stuck them to the card front. I was fine with it. There's still a decent amount of dimension, but it doesn't pop up quite as much as it would if you only glued like one side. But I popped those into place, pun intended. And then for all the individual pieces, I adhered them with a mixture of liquid glue and thin foam squares to, again, build dimension. And just like filled the little popcorn bag. And then, of course, they're bursting out everywhere, as popcorn likes to do. So I just worked my way around and filled this. Like all those little die cuts ended up giving me a good amount for both these card fronts. And then I did add anything left over, I glued to the inside, which I'll show at the very end. So with the heat and fluff, you could do this one of two ways. You could do the pieces individually. You would just need to hold them with like reverse tweezers, something, because you want to keep your fingers away from the heat. Or you can do it after. The thing you just got to remember is you're using high heat. Whatever glue you're using, make sure things are dry because things can happen. So this, it's white heat and fluff. It's different than the stuff that we used to use like 20 years ago. Because I've used it. I forget the name of it. One of you can remind me. But I used that stuff like many, many years ago. And it was fine. It wasn't as white as this, for one. And it was just, I don't know if maybe I'm just not remembering because it has literally been many, many years since I've used it. But this just seems a little different. I like it. So I just squeezed a bit onto all of these. And then you heat it with your heat tool. And I was able to get real close up so you guys can see this like on camera. This was fun. I was only going to do a few pieces, but I did the other card already, and I just ended up adding it to every single piece of popcorn because I literally was having so much fun. And I'm going to have to play with this heat and fluff more because I remember the old school, the previous, formula, whatever, would give a different effect if you would apply it and allow it to fully air dry and then heat it. It would create more of like just a smoother dimensional effect. But I'm not sure if this stuff does that. This, because I just heated it from wet, and it created that more like kind of craggly puffed up bit, which was, again, perfection for this popcorn. Like, just pièce de resistance, finished it off. I loved it. I loved it. So yeah, you just heat it with your heat tool. I also assume if you overheated it, it would start turning brown, most likely, because you'd be burning it. I didn't want to go that far because burnt popcorn's disgusting, so... I heated it till it puffed up. And that's it. I love it. It was so fun, you guys. So again, you could do them though individually. I would just hold them with reverse tweezers, little tweezers to keep your fingers away, from the heat source because that embossing tool is super hot. But yeah, once those are heated, I've got my little puffy popcorn cards with glitter and splatter and dimension and yeah, they were fun. They were so fun. So, yeah, and the remaining pieces I just adhered onto the inside of the card, and that finished it off. So, like I mentioned, links to all of the things are in the description box below the video. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me, for thumbs upping and commenting. It helps a ton. I very much appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you, and I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!